Greetings, fellow hunters. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Survival Fountain of Youth. Episode 8, Armed with a Bow. So, we have the chem workbench, and we have a lamp. I suppose now might be the time to ask about a new task. So, if you want me to improve gear, I would head out to where I would get the flexible branches. Actually, in order to do that, I need to make the ropes, but I can make the ropes right now. So I would make myself a bow, is what I'm trying to say. If you want me to improve the base, for base improvement, maybe upgrade the chem workbench? Let's see what else we can upgrade here. I could also upgrade the pottery workbench. I could upgrade the dryer to be able to dry more things in parallel. One big one might be to what is the next bed? No, I don't know how to make the next bed. Adding more storage, you know, so on and so forth. If you want me to work on a mission, that works for me too. So feel free to vote. And I think while you are pondering on that vote, I am... I was tempted to read the book, but I don't think I will. So I made the ropes for this? Yes. So here's the improved workbench, and I'm gonna craft it right now as soon as my axe is repaired. And that can now handle making the native bow frame as well as a bunch of other things. So let's put it here. So we've got some new recipes like the wooden bow. Or another one that would be good to do is a bone knife. With some of the bone that I've collected. So that our cutter tool isn't constantly breaking. Because these cutter tools have the max durability of 44. These have a... that's actually just the knife itself. So the bone knife needs a short handle. Done. And now I can make a bone knife. Also, that is a skew, isn't it? Yep. Oh, wow. Twice. There we go. Alright, so now this bone knife has a, 3 times the durability, which is going to keep it good. Great. Looks to me like you guys want me to make the native bow frame, needing the extra flexible branch. So let's go do that. I'm going to put the hammer away, because I don't need to be carrying a hammer where I'm headed. And we are going to head up into the hills. Also, I might be able to collect more clay while I'm up there, too. So, current priority is make a bow. But not the weak bow. I want the nice bow. This idiot left home without actual food and water. But I could probably pick fruit on my way over. Yeah, let's go to the Platonia. That's going to help. And my clothing is gone in half a day. So maybe I'll get narrow leaves and wide leaves when I see them available. So that I can replace my tattered clothing. Getting wide leaves as you go further inland, because most of the wide leaf bushes are near the coast, becomes a little bit more challenging. Even same with the narrow leaves. So that might not be a task suited for right now anyway. Oh, I got a scorpion on me. So anytime you get stung by a scorpion, there are ways to resist the damage. So it's not like every time you're envenomated. Just you have a chance to be envenomated. And in my case this time, I was not. I'm fine. I would have a little icon on the top left of the screen if I actually needed antidote. Alright, I walked past the Platonia. Double back. I'm also not going to need grass clothing during the nighttime, because it's mostly just to protect you from the harsh sunlight. No, I had picked it all. Not going to do that then. So in terms of islands unlocked, I'm on the first island, and I have the 4/5 of the map to the next island. But it hasn't been voted that I work towards that, so I haven't been working on it. I've been making gear and upgrading the base and stuff like that. If you look at the top left of the screen, you can see the current project I'm working on. Josh. Only that worked. I could just yell at the animals. So I believe the only thing I needed for the bow was one flexible branch. It wouldn't hurt to get a few extra flexible branches, given how annoying it is to try to obtain them. They're really not close to my base at all. And I don't want to have to make this, like, mountain run every time. It's a pain. This might not be the fastest way to get there, either. But as long as we get there, right? Part of me wishes I took the Puma potion and had infinite stamina, but now would not be the right, like, it would be a waste. No thingy. Where'd the other one go? Oh well, got away. Oh, no, there it is. They're actually... Scorpions are, like, super useful... ooh, flint? Yep. Super useful insects to collect because you make antivenom out of them. And they're... On other islands, they're harder to obtain because they're more rare. So collecting a whole bunch of them now saves me from the effort and annoyance of not having them later. Do you need to build a new base on each island? No, you do not. Not unless you want to. But there's not... The only thing that I would suggest building is a dock, so that you can fast travel to every new island that you unlock. And then maybe like a bed and a campfire. But anything more than a bed, campfire, and dock, probably unnecessary. Unless you intend to, like, live there. Because you don't have to live on the starter island. You can live on any island you want. It's an open-ended game. So there's eucalyptus. There's also the clay site there. So maybe we'll go over to the clay site, top up our water, because that would be a good way to top up our water. because it's got a whole bunch of water, but it's also surrounded by snakes, so I gotta be careful of snakes on my way in. Ooh, splish splash! Mmm. Water's full. There's also eucalyptus here. Alright, 2 more pieces of clay, that seems about right. And I'll take the eucalyptus for later. Alright, without a further ado, I've got, what, 27 out of 48? Yeah, so we'll fill up the rest of my inventory with the flexible branches. This is definitely not the way there. It's a way to a flexible branch area, so yeah, let's go down this way. I've already collected, and I think I still have a bunch of bamboo back in my storages, so I don't need the bamboo from this grove. So it looks like this curves back around, but I could probably shortcut by just jumping. Yep. Mushrooms growing on trees. So there are tinder shrooms, which are for fire tinder, that you can collect off trees, but there is no like chicken of the woods or anything like that. There are mushrooms that you can eat in the game, but not ones that grow on trees, as far as I can recall. But I don't pick up the tinder shrooms because I don't really need tinder, because I'm running around with a lit torch on me. So tinder shrooms wouldn't really benefit me. There is mushroom soup that you can make, though. And I think there's even a... Yeah, there's even a survival point reward for making mushroom soup. But mushroom soup requires ingredients that I haven't found yet, so that's why I haven't pursued it. There's a flexible branch. Oh, good. I can take 5 of them. Perfect. And my inventory is basically maxed out now. 44 out of 48, so I don't have a lot of weight for other things. So let's head back. I definitely did not take the fastest route here. Oh. I thought I saw a mushroom. But yeah, I can start collecting mushrooms. You can make dried mushrooms on the dehydrator. And that... There's a bunch of different ways to, like, keep food. And dried mushrooms is one decent... Oh, too heavy. Is one decent way to do it. Here's a puffball. So, as you can see, dried mushrooms on a food dehydrator allows you to keep puffballs. The problem is, I don't even have carry weight for the puffballs. I am that overweight. I'm going to drop a regular stone. I think the dehydrated puffballs are, you need 3 of them. So I already have 3. Almost feel bad for that little guy. Just like ran him through. I am in a section of the map I have not yet mapped. But it is... Actually... You know what? Let's do it. Cool. So we have date palms and chamomile and more date palms. Nothing too sexy. But because I'm like high up on a mountain top, my mapping radius was pretty decent. Those shorter dogs are way too aggro for their own good? Yep. They do get themselves killed. Now, I did mention wanting to make a new pair of clothing. And I'm going to be on the coast in a minute, which is the perfect opportunity to make new clothing. Because I'll have... Uh-oh, it's going to hurt. Oh, I hugged them. I hugged the hill. I'm alright. Because I'll have access to wide leaf and narrow leaf. Here are the dates. And they're gone. I was hungry. One of the weather conditions I have is wind chill, which, if I had a flu, would be a surefire way to worsen my flu. Luckily, I haven't actually picked up flu-like symptoms yet. But if I did, you know, there's always hibiscus tea. That's a pretty easy solution. Interestingly, I actually don't have carry weight for, like, more coconuts. If I pick those up, I'd be encumbered, so I'm just leaving them. More date palms. I have just enough carry weight for the date palms. And now I'm at maxed. So, after I make the bow frame, what do you guys want me to do? I could try to find an obsidian deposit. That would be number 4. Number 3, I would head to a new island, I think. Number 2, I would look to see what mechanisms or machinery in the base... Calling it machines is weird, but that's what the game calls it. What machines in the base I could improve. And number 1, I would... Ooh, I don't know. Number 1, I might make myself a new set of tools or higher quality tools or something like that. Four days. Okay. So if I need more long sticks in 4 days, those trees will regrow. 1. It's not much, but it's something. Making myself some new clothing. And just so that you're aware, the only reason why I disassemble stuff is I don't like littering in the game. It's just a personal preference. It's not that it's advantageous to do it the way I'm doing it. It truly, truly isn't. It, like, wastes time for virtually no benefit. I just don't like leaving, like, buckets of discarded tools around my base. It's a preference of mine. You know, it's a pristine island and I want to leave it pristine. Oh, nice. There was still some water in there. Alright, the last one I needed was legs. Dehydrator. Let's do dried mushrooms. Alright, so I have all the materials for the bow. And seems to me like you all want me to go to new islands or something like that. Well, let's get this bow going. So, for the... I already have a bowstring, if I recall, so I just need the bow frame, and here it is. Boom. And the wooden bow. Boom. There we go. Got a wooden bow, and I've got bone arrows. I'm going to repair my torch. My spear, my knife, they're all doing fine. My axe is fine. So I think if you want me, because it looks like you guys want me to either go to the view. You know, I'm going to do the view from the mountain now. I'm gonna make the executive decision to do that now. Oh, I'm sick. Not any longer. So that wind chill did make me sick. So let's go ahead and view from the mountain. So in order to do that, it needs to be midday, good weather, etc. The other issue is my character is pretty tired, and I would need more of Feijoa to like stave that off because I don't have access to coffee yet. There was a Feijoa tree. Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna do it. If I get really tired, oh well. So it's a little weird that it was just up that mountain, and now I'm like headed back up that mountain. But I have a brand new bow with bone arrows, which aren't bad. Everyone that visits the beach used to clean up after themselves? Yeah, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but like, I leave no trace. Yeah. I am definitely an environmentalist at heart. What's funny is I brought my kid to a public park a few days ago, and he spent like half an hour. I didn't ask him to do this, so it was particularly funny. He spent like half an hour picking up trash and throwing it away. Just like random pieces of balloons and bottle caps and just stuff that people had used and discarded and never bothered to pick up. And yeah, he just chose to clean trash up for like hours. Not hours, but like a half an hour, which is kind of a long time for, you know, like a 2-year-old. Next level child labor. I mean, I was trying to encourage him to like go back to the playground, but he didn't. He wanted to be near the like picnic tables picking trash up. I was like, okay. Works for me. It's too bad he doesn't do that at home, because there is so much of his like detritus strewn about. Like when he's finished with like eating a snack, he'll just like throw the wrapper on the ground rather than into the trash. It's like, man, can't you inhibit some of these or embody some of these anti-trash feelings when you're at home? But nope. Oh, almost got me. Not today, Satan. And luckily, I didn't have to actually pick up the bow and arrow. Just like walking past it, I grabbed it. The game's really nice in that way. That like it doesn't force you to have to seek out munitions one at a time. There's just like a proximity pickup, which I like. We have a movement called trash running. When you're out on a run, you see some trash, pick it up. Yeah, and it makes a huge difference. I would say, like, I've lived in places that are really trashed, and I've lived in places that are pretty pristine. And, like, people feel like when there's a lot of trash on the ground, throwing away your trash on the ground doesn't, like, add to this. But it's that mentality that then causes everything to be trashed. And just speaking as an American briefly, one of the things that America does real well is the National Parks Service and systems. The parks we have here in America are incredible and really well maintained and funded and kept, for the most part, pretty clean. And it's a real treasure to be able to go see them. And they would be ruined if people didn't look after them, you know? So here we go. View from the mountain. So this was one of the story goals, and I'm gonna try to do the other story goal while I'm here. We'll see. Can you use human bones for bone arrows? Yeah, I guess you could. So I spotted something out on that island out that way, as you may have noticed. The Lonely Rock. The Lonely Rock is located north of the Island of Hope. I should sail there. But what I'm going to try to do instead is, pause this for a moment. Find obsidian. That was the other story goal that I had. So, let's try to find an obsidian deposit. So taking a look at the map that I've got here. There are parts of the northern sections of this map that I don't have mapped. Unfortunately, I'm out of charcoal, but I can always make new charcoal. Well, actually, before I do that, I am losing daylight, so maybe I won't work on this. Because I would like to actually go to sleep rather than to take more, like, pick-me-up drugs. The reason I want to go to sleep is that I want to regen the missing health, and you don't regen missing health taking energy drink type consumables. So you guys can then vote what I do next. So, if you want me to seek out obsidian, that would be number 1, or 4, I suppose. But number 4 also could be sailing to the Lonely Rock, improving the base, where I would upgrade the pottery station and some of the other stations, or exploring, mapping new islands. So number 3, I would sail out to a new island and start working on new island exploration. Too bad I don't have a zip line. I like live right down there. That'd be a cool thing to construct in this game. Just like zip line back home. Oh boy, I almost fell in that hole. There is an unstuck command, but you can only... Ooh, more flint. Perfect. But you can only use it once for free per island, and then after that first time, it counts as a death. And I have finite numbers of deaths. Well, not death. It's called fainting. But I have a finite number of times I can faint before I, like, lose. So, I don't really want to get stuck and have to faint to get myself out. Ooh, I picked up seeds. I'm just grabbing some sticks for, like, campfires and stuff like that. For later. Hey, Nabla. Thank you for the resub. For some reason, I didn't get an audio cue about that. It was like a silent resub. Working on a mission. So I'll have you guys choose which mission. Looks like that's going to be the popular choice, but I'll have you choose between the Lonely Rock or Obsidian Deposit. Ooh, I have an open cut. I fell a little bit too far. Now, all of the healing items, like, gives you a tiny bit of health regen when you use them. So if you're really needing to heal, you can always just, like, put on a bunch of bandages even though you're not hurt. Be a weird way to do it, but you could. Alright, what mission? Lonely Rock or Obsidian? You pick. The other thing that would be good if I did want to work on Obsidian is to get better mapping tools. I think I can make a quill pen. And in order to do that, I should loot this bird nest. So a quill pen here requires clay strips, which I have a bunch of clay, a feather, charcoal, and an egg. And that allows me to... It's an excellent mapping tool. And I wouldn't mind carrying some of them on me instead of just like plain old charcoal, which is not great. So all those sticks I picked from those thorny plants back there, like some of that is going to go and become charcoal. Almost home. Okay, obsidian it is. Find obsidian. That's my goal. After, you know, some sleep. Because my character is about to pass out. So, even though I don't have the southern coast mapped, I just walked it. Right? We found, like, date palms and the like on the way back. Coconuts, but not obsidian. So, we'll have to search elsewhere for that. Worms are for fishing, if you wanted to fish. Which, I don't really care much for it. The other thing I wanted to craft here was, red gum bandages. So that I can heal my missing health. But I'll be able to heal my missing health just by, sleeping. So this is more just like filling up my medical supplies. Because I use the hibiscus and, you know, I'm going to want to replace that stuff before I need it. And then the rest of it will be fried eggs. I should not have kept my torch on that whole time. Oh well. Alright, we're looking good. Except for the whole, I have nowhere to store anything. 76, okay, there's a little bit of weight in here. Rain again. Where is my water flask? Didn't I make a... I'm pretty sure I made a bamboo flask, right? Where'd I put it? Has my clothes crumbled away? No, they haven't. I made new clothes. Yeah, where is my flask? I'll make a new flask. Oh, I turned it in the date juice. Right, that's true. Bamboo flask. I did need bamboo. Oops. Oh well. Alright, I'm not gonna move water around. I could make a coconut flask, but I don't really need to. So, before I wanted to leave, it was the quill, right? Let's get the quill going. So for that, I need leather clay strips made over here. So with these new clay strips, this opens up a whole lot of crafting. So I could do baked meat on clay strips, feather and ink, clay and egg ointment to help with deep wounds and burns. It also gives me the improved chem workbench. And lastly, raw clay pots. But I did this so that I could make a cartography feather and ink. So I'm not going to worry about the rest of the clay strips now. Alright, cool. So we're all squared away. And I'm mostly healed up as a result of being able to, from rest. So my plan is to survey some more of this island that I have not yet surveyed in hopes to find obsidian. So, I picked up an obsidian tool made by a captain. This means there is a deposit somewhere. I should explore the north end of the island near the big rocks. Pretty good hint there. So, just to jog everyone's memory, when I went over to where the spyglass was, he had like the startings of a basic shack and an obsidian saw, and the spyglass, of course, as well as like a hammer and some construction materials. So the captain had an obsidian saw, meaning that there's got to be obsidian nearby. So I know you had asked about mushroom tinder. It is a tinder class, reducing the ignite time for fires. And here's the concentration mode, highlighting the peccaries and also the old boar that I killed. which has animal fat that I'm going to take. You know what? And meat. And intestines. Why not? The intestines can be made into like a soup. Oh, and here's a toadstool. More mushrooms. So the hint was somewhere near the rocks in the north end of the map. I don't have this area surveyed. So let's get some elevation and get mapping. I don't need to necessarily go all the way up, because even some elevation will help. It looks like I can get... Oh, you know what? Never mind. Looky, looky what I have here. Obsidian deposit. So this requires a pickaxe. I think what I'm going to do is just like map this area. And we have 3 obsidian deposits now on the map, known. And I don't really want to have to go all the way home for pickaxe, so I am going to get a large branch from nearby so that I can harvest this stuff without having to run all the way back. So we're going to go south this way to the large branch tree and just like make a pickaxe so that I can harvest more obsidian. Obsidian for most applications is like my preferred stone for tools, because metals require more effort. So obsidians are really good, like bang for your buck for like saw blades and knives and axes. All right, so I have the long handle, and now I just need 1 stone, and I'll have a pickaxe. You were thinking of biting me? Doubt. No, frickin' scorpions. Oh, that one in venom. So up here, as you can see, minor poisonings. So I have a 30% chance of recovery, a 28% chance of it worsening, and then it hurts my eat, drink, and sleep. So you can see all of the consequences of not treating it. And what's funny is that happened to me while I was trying to start my torch, and I was starting my torch to keep them away. So it was like, you know, just can't win. All right, so I need just 1 stone for the pickaxe. There's... I'll probably find stones up that direction, I'm assuming. Is there fall damage? Yes. In fact, I got wounded pretty recently from falling. I spy with my little eye a rock. Can I find a rock? Anywhere? I don't want to have to run all the way back home to get this obsidian. That rock is too big. That's a massive rock. Can't you turn massive rocks into regular rocks? Yes. Alright, I'm gonna do that. Good. Alright, massive rock becomes regular rock becomes pick. Not on my torch! No! I got under this archway just in time. Okay. So I have now 8 pieces of obsidian, and there are more deposits around me, but I don't really have carry weight for any more than what I'm currently carrying. So I'm going to head back home and have you guys vote on my next priority while I hustle back with this newfound obsidian. So if you want me to turn the obsidian into like obsidian arrows and axes and other tools, vote 1. If you want me to improve the base and its machinery and storage and structure, vote 2. If you want me to go exploring or working on a mission, that's going to be the same. It's going to be sailing to the Lonely Island. So 3 and 4, Don't vote for 3, don't vote for 4, because they're kind of the same thing. And my character needs some shut-eye. Because I am dreadfully tired. Just so that I don't forget the carpentry workbench out here, I'm going to run it back. It's easy to just, like, lose things. Oh, home sweet home. Oh, you know what I want to make? The intestine stew. Sounds gross, but let's do it. Of course, I put my torch out the minute I step back outside. Derp. It was dumb. And there we are. One of the reasons why I did it is it gives health regen, but I'm about to go to sleep, so that health regen's not that helpful, but whatever. We did it. And we have more lard for lamp fuel if we wanted it. That's the universal sound of getting tired. And now I have all this obsidian, but it looks like, yeah. Looks like we're gonna make some obsidian tools. I like it. So, we already have one obsidian spear, but it wouldn't be bad to have a backup. And then also another obsidian axe. I think we had one, right? That we could repair. And then we have an obsidian saw that we could repair. So there's some of the tools that aren't really all that needed, but a lot of them will be. Oh, where is it? Also getting obsidian, just using it as much as we can. Did I throw? Oh no, here's the axe. All right. The other old axe, I'm just going to break down. Same with the knife. Sorry, knife. You served me very well, but you're gone now. So here is the obsidian knife. It's a 127 to 173 durability. And then the axe. What else can I make out of the obsidian? So if you're ever wondering, you can just select it and hit F, and it will show you. I could do obsidian arrows. So these obsidian arrows, durability of 16, deals at least 10 per shot. And the bones deal 7 per shot. I'm not going to waste my obsidian on the arrows. I just don't feel like I'm not that likely to use, to need to use them very often. Just personally. The other thing I wanted to make here was a shelf. I'm going to put a little shelf right over my bed there. And I'll show you why in just a moment. And I'm gonna do a backup obsidian spear too. So that I have 2 of them. So if one breaks, I'm not in the hole. Meaning my old stone spear broken down. So now I have 2 obsidian spears and an obsidian knife and an obsidian axe. Perfect. Thank you for tuning in to Survival Fountain of Youth, which originally streamed live on Twitch September 24th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I'm trying to avoid spoilers. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. And if you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow explorers.